A thin veil is a location on the earth where a curtain or barrier, or what some call a veil, separating our physical world from other realities is much thinner. A thin veil allows for travel and communication with those other realities and their inhabitants. Like an energy vortex, a thin veil is a co-creation between Mother Earth and humankind. It speaks to the power of transformation. When we love, give, heal, help, meditate, we uplift to space. Positive imprints or land memories will form. Being in such a space feels really, really good. If loving actions continue, an energy vortex may form at that location. This is a major development. If loving actions continue, the space will begin to be less of a physical space and more of a spiritual or ethereal location, meaning a thin veil is beginning to form. A thin veil opens up incredible opportunities to travel to distant worlds and communicate with beings in those other worlds. It may also open you up to higher states of consciousness that will give you great insights and hasten your spiritual transformation. In other words, a thin veil can give you a great boost to your spiritual development. A thin veil is a huge development. It marks the transformation of Mother Earth from the physical to the mystical and spiritual at a specific location. I have had many incredible mystical experiences at places where the veil is thin. I have also garnered great insights. Some of these have been powerful and riveting experiences. A thin veil can always regress if bad behavior, selfishness, or violence begins to take place there. It will begin to recede. That is why there are not many locations around the world that have thin veils. They are rare, usually found in remote and hidden locations. You are not going to find a thin veil at a popular or famous sacred site. You can co-create a thin veil with our Mother if you diligently meditate, give to others, and begin to act like a divine being. That said, there are thin veils and remnants thereof still located in secluded places. A thin veil shows us that the final frontier with alien worlds and beings is not out there in outer space, in some far distant location in the universe. It is all around us. People have been talking about strange encounters with beings in other worlds, it seems like forever. Encounters with nature spirits, divas, pixies, and Moors. The world they inhabit are all around us. Did these people take spaceships to encounter such beings 1,000 years ago? No. They did not, because back then, thin veils were much more prevalent. It was an enchanted world full of magic. Learn to meditate. Start to look within and explore. You will begin to find all sorts of delights and incredible experiences. Just look within, the timeless message taught by many great mystics. Look within, not out there in the sky above, and go find a thin veil. It will be a big help in your spiritual transformation. The following are few of the pictures I have taken or friends have taken that we believe captured beings in other worlds. Not all of these places had thin veils. They all did have some sort of co-creation with our Mother close by, an energy vortex, a geospiral, or blind spring. Also, all of them had some sort of stone structure or stone monument close by, which tells me that this location was sacred and may have once had a thin veil. I share them with you to show you how wonderful and magical our relationship with our mother can be when we love, give, heal, do ceremony, meditate, and act with the best of intentions. The first two pictures of yellow orbs was taken just west of the Catskills. There were no blind springs, nor were there any other energy formations close by. However, there were lots and lots of Manitou stones. The third picture of a yellow orb was taken closer to the Hudson Valley in New York, where there are lots and lots of stone structures. While there was no thin veil there to indicate the veil separating our world from others was thin, there were some blind springs and a very positive vibe in some locations. This tells me that at one time this probably was a very sacred area. So perhaps there was a thin veil at one time. What makes me think that the yellow orb is more than energy is that both locations had a unique stone structure, upright stone columns over 4 feet tall. I ask, why am I only seeing yellow orbs at places with tall stone columns? There is something more to this yellow orb. Bill Pollard captured this unusual creature during a survey several of us were doing on stone structures. I was marking an energy line with staffs when Bill shot the picture. Notice the creature on the right-hand side. Bill told us we should investigate this area because he said it felt like being in church when he was there. Indeed it did. It had a very positive vibe, and there was even a blind spring and an energy vortex there. Later we all spent time meditating in the energy vortex. There were also lots of stone structures. I imagine this area once had a thin veil. During a survey of stone structures, Peter Schell and I captured several photographs of what we believe are pixies that appear as beings of light in the shape of a dragonfly. They appeared in pairs at separate locations. Both times they were located over stone mounds covering Earth's chakras. The location was totally jacked up with an incredible vibe. There were clusters of energy vortices, 3, 4, 5, clumped close together, numerous geospirals and blind springs, and of course a thin veil. Mother Earth and humankind in incredible harmony and love. We dubbed this area Purple Haze after Hendrix's song and the purple blotter acid of the 1970s. At times, we had everything to do to remain grounded in this reality and not be tripping in some other world. A thin veil can provide a powerful and transformative experience.